Welcome to the St. Cloud State Husky Hockey Weekend Preview. I'm Megan Hedstrom. Alongside me once again is Mick Hatton from the St. Cloud Times. Coming up after the break, I will be live in the Herbrooks National Hockey Center with a special guest to give you a Granite City sports update. Stay tuned.
Coach, you guys are coming off your first shutout in 7 years against Minot State last weekend. What kind of momentum does that give you coming into today's game?
Well, we hope it carries us and gives us more confidence. Certainly we'll play the best.
Some hot players for the Huskies tonight were obviously goalie Jeff Smith, also Jack Ashan and Blake Winecki. Let's talk a little bit about them tonight.
Well, Jeff Smith, I think he's been getting better and better.
Since the Huskies have been seeing more consistency in net with Zach Driscoll starting the past 4 games, what does that say about the goaltending situation for this upcoming weekend?
Well, there hasn't been any kind of formal, declaration made or whatever, but I think, the numbers start to speak for themselves.
That's right, Alex. After the softball team and the men's hockey team take their talents to the University of Minnesota on Friday, the men's team will head back to finish their home-and-home series against the Gophers on Saturday. Welcome to the St. Cloud State Husky Hockey Weekend Preview. I'm your host, Megan Hedstrom. This past weekend, the Huskies snapped their 2-game losing streak on Friday against the Bulldogs. Leading the way for the Huskies was freshman defenseman Jack Ashan, who found the back of the net and put the Huskies up in the first period. It's impressive. He's a young player, and usually you don't develop that confidence at such a young age. It usually takes time between your junior and senior year to develop something like that. So you can tell it's raw talent, and he's good. It appears that the Cubs have gotten past their all-star break slump. They're the first team in the majors to reach 70 wins thanks to a season-high 8-game winning streak. You expect an Olympian to come from a Division I school or maybe even go in the Olympics before they went to college. So seeing that she came from Division II and worked her way up, she wasn't, automatically born with all that talent. She worked hard for it, and I think that was kind of cool to see that she worked for what she had. Now give us a little insight on what your relationship is with the players. Are you more of a mentor, father figure to them, or do they see you as more of their friend?
I would say they'd probably see me more as a mentor. I mean, you'd have to ask them for sure. But
well, with the holidays coming up, a lot of the Huskies have some fun promos for their fans this weekend, including the hockey team. The number 17 ranked St. Cloud State men's hockey team will be sharpening up their skates for a 2-game series against the Mavericks of Omaha this weekend. First off, I want to congratulate you being an Olympian. What was that experience like?
Thank you. Being an Olympian, going down to Rio was just surreal. It was incredible. It was hard to really feel like I was there because from my experience, I know the Olympics from watching it on TV, recording everything, trying to get home, and always catching everything that's on, whether it's online or on the TV. And being down there, you're so involved and trying to focus on competing, you kind of forget that you're there.
Obviously, everyone wants to know, what was it like to represent your country?
It was pretty amazing. The most patriotic, feeling you can feel. I felt like came at the opening ceremonies. Just seeing, I took a kind of a moment to just watch everybody else's faces because I was feeling like not overwhelmed because I was just so excited, but everybody else was loving it as well.
So, what is it like training for the Olympics? I can't even imagine what you had to train for.
Yeah, for my event especially, the heptathlon, 7 events in one, it's a lot more time at the track than if I were to just do one of the events individually. So, a day at the track requires a number of hours.
Now I know your husband is your coach and you guys both went to St. Cloud State.
Yeah.
Let's hear a little bit about that love story.
We were both we were both 2-sport athletes. He played football, I played basketball, and then we both obviously ran track. He was a decathlete, which is the men's version of my event. And we were teammates, friends, knew each other for a while, and he kind of came back to St. Cloud after graduating. He's a couple years older than I am, and came back to St. Cloud to kind of pursue the same thing.
So obviously he knows you extremely well. Mm-hmm. How does he push you to be better?
I see him on other athletes and I'm like, you're not that nice to me. And he's like, just give it a couple of years, I just met her. So yeah, he really pushes me and motivates me, and always his big thing is to keep your goals in sight.
Now, I know people think being an Olympian, that's all you do all day is train and do all your workouts and stuff like that, but I know you also have a degree in nursing and you pursue that. Mm-hmm. How do you balance both that and being able to train to be in the Olympics?
Started out working full-time and trying to train, and the better I got, I kind of pushed back my career or I should say my hours at the hospital, a little more. So the better I got in track, the less I worked in the hospital. Most athletes at the level I'm competing at don't have a job at all. If so, it's just maybe at a GNC to get a discount on products or something. But I really wanted to use my skills right away. It's really hard once you get out of nursing school if you don't get a job right away.
You seem to be pretty talented at balancing things. How did you manage to balance being a track runner and a basketball player in college?
That was, it helped. I mean, the seasons, I definitely wasn't able when I played basketball to do indoor track because the basketball season conflicted with that. So, when I got here in the fall, it was basketball until about March. My freshman year, it went a little bit longer because we made it to the Final Four, so we had to play till the end of March. And then track season started. So that's why I had suffered a little bit in my track career right away because I wasn't able to devote enough time to it.
Okay, well, that is all I have for you. Thank
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. It may seem as though passion, progression, and determination are what make a standout athlete. But to some, all it takes is...
If grit was going to describe one of our kids, he is a gritty kid.
Jerry Duckworth III. Many may know him as number 20 on the St. Cloud State football team. Although Jerry's talents shine on the field, he uncovers some hidden talents off the field.
Well, I don't have a setup here in St. Cloud right now, but when I'm back home, I like to play the drums. I haven't drawn in a while, but I used to draw a lot when I had a little bit more free time back in high school.
Not many people are gifted with both athletic ability and artistic ability like Jerry. But to add to both of those, he also possesses intelligence.
Actually, when I was younger, I was bad or whatever in class because I couldn't really pay attention too much. The work was too easy. So I took a test and kind of skipped it, went on from there.
And by it, he means the 4th grade. Jerry was able to skip the 4th grade, making him one of the youngest in his class. School isn't the only thing that allows him to excel on and off the field. Jerry believes that time with his family is extremely important.
I'm very close to my family. When I go home, we usually always have a get-together, go to some games or go watch my little brother play, spend a lot of time at home. I really don't try to see friends too much unless I'm there for like Christmas break, but if I'm going for a week or so, I try to spend it with my family.
And coming from Wisconsin Lutheran High School, one of the things that will always remain, his faith.
You have to know that there's somebody up there that's greater than you that gave you the ability to wake up in the morning and go to school, to be smart and actually play college football. And not many people actually get that opportunity. So you have to live it to the best and grow up by him.